Friday, everybody! Friday apparently is a thing now. I'm not entirely sure what that's supposed to mean. I'm just gonna take it literally as in Friday. Friday! I just came back from seeing The Circle with my guy, which was a good movie. Not exactly what I was expecting it to be about based on the trailers, but it wasn't bad. But I'm not here today to talk about The Circle, or how Tom Hanks just really looks like an older version of Benedict Cumberbatch. He does, and you know it. If you don't know it, go look. I am here to talk about blurb writing, book blurbing. You know, the little piece on the back of the book or on the inside of the cover that kind of makes the reader want to read the book in the first place? I worked on one yesterday for about 5 hours, to my shame. I generally have these things figured out before I write the book, or before I get too far into the book, because when you're writing a book, you have a whole stream of events going on, and a whole lot of characters, and if you don't have things figured out before you really get yourself in the story, you don't really even know what you're writing about. Many of you have seen my book cover release of The Dragon Cager. This is a book that is close to my heart, because it was sort of my shove into the real writing world. The Dragon Cager was sort of a spur of the moment, inspiration, and write it really quick book. That's how it started. Within 3 months, I had it all written beginning to end, edited a couple times by me, sent to a couple reader friends to see what they think about it, and then I let it stew for a few years. Not sure what happened. I had this book sitting there, finished from beginning to end, and I wasn't doing anything with it. So I got up one morning, logged onto Facebook, and was like, hey, anybody know any good editors, somebody who could help me out? I have a finished book, I just need a real professional person to look at it. A friend of mine messaged me with a suggestion. She soon introduced me to a friend of hers who happened to be kind of a big deal. She worked with huge names in fantasy writing and was one of the first editors for a massive franchise out there. So when I saw that, I was like, well, holy Shazbach, this woman's not gonna care about my stuff. I sent her the first 3 chapters and she's like, hey, this is fun, let me work with you. So I sent the rest to her and she loved it. And I was like, I was thinking, well, maybe she's just trying to be nice at first. But I was like, no, this woman's been doing this for like over a decade. She's like been doing this forever with huge names and huge companies, and I'm just sitting there like breaking out into a sweat. I think I'm breaking out into a sweat now just thinking about it. The best part about this is that she asked for me to send it back to her after I go through my edits. So I'm like, wow, okay, she like really liked me. This is a big deal. Then I don't know what happened. I was younger at the time. I went through the edits, I saw so much that needed changing, more developmental stuff. Then life happened, and then I just kind of left it alone for a while. But I came back to it when I was a little older and wiser and a little more seasoned in writing, and I had a couple things published, and then I decided, okay, well, let me look at that letter from this editor again and see how much work it would really be to get it done. So I go and I look through it, and me and my, wiser brain, older brain, I realized it really wasn't all that bad. If I would have just blurbed this book when I first got the idea, before I really started getting into writing it, I would not be suffering through this now. But that was my own fault. I should have known better, and I should have written the blurb first. It literally took Josh to take me into the office, sit me down in front of the whiteboard, and go through story arc. It's almost done, and I'm going to have this book out. I have my cover, I have the blurb now. I had a blurb, don't get me wrong. I wasn't blurbless. You can't just release something when you don't have things figured out. Well, all right. That's it. I hope you all have a happy Friday, have some kind of awesome plans and things to do and places to go and ways to not get arrested, unless that's really your bag, then go for it. But I'm not gonna be doing that. I have a newsletter to be writing. If you are not part of that newsletter, I will put a link in the description box thing down below. Also, if you would be ever so kind and you have read Bounty of the Everdark or An Ogre's Tale or Nataya, please go and leave a review or a star rating on Amazon, something to, kind of kick up my stuff there a little bit. I feel weird asking for stuff like that. I don't like to self-promote things like that. But I am humbly asking you for approximately 2 minutes of your time or less if you could just go to Amazon, click on one of my books that you have read, and click the little star thingy. I hope you all have a wonderful Friday. Goblin Queen out.